Going to stay in the tech world. A battle between two of America's biggest telecom providers could be in the works over Yahoo. Verizon is considered the frontrunner to acquire Yahoo's internet business, and now its rival AT&T is also rumored to be bidding for it. Jeremy Kaplan is the editor-in-chief at technology news website digitaltrends.com. He joins me in New York. So Jeremy, tell me, why would the telecoms want Yahoo?
The answer to that question gets at the heart of what these companies are. You called them telecom, and it's interesting. I don't think AT&T is really so much a telecom anymore. I don't think Verizon is either. These companies do so much more. And when you look at Yahoo, it's easy to say, what is Yahoo for a consumer? Yahoo is an email company. Yahoo is a news company. Maybe you get your fantasy sports or something at Yahoo. But I think AT&T and Verizon look at Yahoo and they think advertising impressions. They see eyeballs. And they really want the reach, the incredible, powerful reach that these gigantic companies can give them. So what are they getting from this? They're getting advertising impressions potentially and just an enormous reach.
Yeah, that's the sort of stuff that happens behind the scenes when we are all sitting there with our eyeballs that I suppose gives it values. There are a lot of questions. I'm glad you mentioned Yahoo Finance. There are a lot of questions about whether Yahoo would actually be sold in its entirety or broken up for pieces. What do you think ultimately happens to Yahoo Finance, Yahoo Sports? If they make a bid, are they going to keep those very popular consumer properties?
That's a really open-ended question. We saw a lot of verticals from Yahoo that have already collapsed. The Yahoo Tech vertical, for example, I was a big fan of that. Gone. They completely wiped it out. So it's possible that some of those verticals would just die away. I think if you're a bidder, you're probably going to have some influence over what stays and what goes. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. And it's interesting to compare. You mentioned that Verizon was in the running. Verizon already owns AOL. AOL is the 6th biggest web property out there. Yahoo is the 3rd biggest. So if Verizon owns both of those, wow, they're an enormous conglomerate. So if you're AT&T, you're saying, I really need to compete in this space in some way. That's another reason they really need to own this.
Right, and if they own all of that, I also think, will the regulators care about that when they see it, or do they have to make some moves in order to get that deal through? That opens up a whole nother can of worms. Does the Yahoo brand exist in the future, or even if they are able to squeeze out a good price or get a good bid for investors, is this the end of Yahoo as we have known it for so long?
I don't think so. I know there are a lot of people that are always beating the death bell for Yahoo, that they're on the verge of collapse, that they're having troubles. People are always saying that Yahoo is struggling. Look, Yahoo is still the 3rd biggest web property out there. It goes Google, Facebook, Yahoo. They are a gigantic company, and that brand, I think, still resonates with a lot of people. Remember the ads, Yahooligans? I think there's a lot of cachet that still goes with that brand, so I don't think it's going to go anywhere.
Yeah, we're always quick to announce the death of these, but when you have a massive global brand, it's so hard to build it up. So you wonder if somebody wouldn't take that and use it, even if it's under the umbrella of another large, well-known brand. What do you think the best scenario is for investors? What would they like to see? Is this going to all come down to price and they don't really care who comes in and owns it?
I think it's all about the advertising technology, and there's a lot of transformation going on in the ad tech space these days. So the valuation is really going to come down to how effectively you can monetize all the eyeballs that go to the Yahoo site. I think one of the challenges that Yahoo has had to date has been making the most money out of all the people that visit its various things, whether it's the email or the news or the sports or whatever it is. They haven't done as great of a job as they could have, and that's really been the challenge that Marissa Mayer's been facing. So part of what makes for a good bid is who can effectively do the most with all of the millions, tens of millions of people that come to that site.
That's a really good point. Jeremy Kaplan, great to see you. Thank you so much for that great insight.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.